Marsh. I'm going to my second blog, y'all. I just was thinking about the fight everybody was wanting to happen. That's, of course, we saying Spence versus Crawford. I was giving that fight a lot of thought, and my thoughts on that fight is, since, I gotta say both fighters are they're gifted. And both fighters have good defense and offense. Both fighters know how to put their punches together, and they know how to set up punches. They know how to have their opponents, going backwards. They know how to notice and recognize when their opponents are hurt. Those guys, man, that fight is, they say styles make fights. Both of those styles are going to make a terrific fight, with those two guys in the ring. But my thing is this: when it comes to that fight, I don't really see neither one of those fighters putting themselves in a position to be hurt. And what I mean by that is, like I said earlier, both fighters have good defense and good offense. They ring savvy. They got a lot of ring knowledge. And hopefully it's not going to be a boring fight, because they know what they can do to each other if they seize the opportunity. But I don't think the opportunity is going to come. So with saying that, I think that, a lot of people might know, and a lot of people might not know, that both of those fighters plan to move up to 154 pounds. And with saying that, I think this fight's going to be a draw, because both fighters are undefeated. Both fighters hold titles. Crawford has, I think, the WBO, and Spence has 3 of the other titles, which is the WBC, WBA, and the IBF. So with saying that, if fighters going to move up, they're going to relinquish those titles anyway. So why take a loss after this fight if they're going to move up? Why take a loss if you're going to relinquish those titles? You might as well keep your O and move up. And then if the rematch clause, based on the contract, if someone loses, that it demands a rematch clause, or maybe a draw, they demand a rematch clause. But so I think it's going to be a draw. I think that the judges or the officials, and the judges for that particular card that night, I think if they don't see, which I think every judge should notice, if they don't see any domination on anyone's behalf, it's going to be a draw. And I think both of those fighters are intelligent enough to win rounds and intelligent enough not to give up rounds. And that's why I think it's going to be a close call. So I see in my prediction a draw. Those guys move up to 154 pounds, both being undefeated, and they fight their first fight undefeated at 154 pounds. And then they seek their eye on the titles in that division. But for 147, I think they're going to relinquish their titles. Those 4 titles are going to be up for grabs. And I think the primary candidate and the primary fighter that will go after those titles will be Jaron Boots Ennis from Philly. I think he's going to be the prime candidate to go chase those titles and grab them, once they're relinquished. So he's going to be the man on top, I think, at 147. And the guy's going to have to start approaching him. He has a fight coming up in July, so the early part of July. So leading up to, the Spence fight on the 29th, or Spence and Crawford fight on the 29th of July. So, I think that's going to play out with that, man. And I think other than that, I think that that's going to be it, man. So that's my prediction, and this is a short blog. So I'll see you guys on the next one.